Yes, now, and welcome back to episode 136 of the Top Row podcast. We have a few different sets to talk about: the long-awaited checklist for darts, the new Disney Chrome, which dropped out in blue on Friday, and then a few other bits as well to talk about before we get into this. Obviously, a massive thanks yet again to the guys over at Third Downs UK for sponsoring this episode of the Top Row podcast. Whether you need card supplies, custom card stands, great preparation kits, even, and whatever in between, head over to their website and use TTP 10 for 10% off. And yes, you heard me mention Disney Chrome. So the Disney Chrome experts coming in for this one. Obviously, the one, the only GBW before he heads on tour. How you doing, my friend?
I'm Disney Chrome. I'm an excited man and an excited individual. My boxes are arriving tomorrow. Well, at the time of upload today, so I can't wait to just rip into it. But yeah, I'm good. How's things at RP Trading Cards HQ?
Yeah, very good. Obviously, women's Chrome down full force. We had the triple case bake. We're going to talk about later on. Trust me, we'll be talking about that one. But like we said, there's only one place to start, and it is the second edition of Topps Chrome Disney, which is coming out, which was on Friday, and they just kind of put it out now, saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, this comes out today. Thanks for preparing, everyone." So obviously we've seen some pictures now, and there's one card slash insert that there's no other place to start. Mr. Walt Disney himself, obviously a very controversial character within the last couple of years, I would say, but has these cutaway autos, which we've seen the likes of Johan Cruyff, Diego Maradona have in Barcelona sets, and then in like some of the baseball, Babe Ruth, and all people like that. So obviously, it's going to be quite an intriguing chase. We're guessing it's just one of one. They're not going to be able to afford too many Walt Disney autographs. But how do you feel about a cutaway auto within Chrome for Disney? It's quite intriguing, and it's going to be a good chase. But does it being Walt Disney take a little bit away from it as well at the same time of being very cool?
I mean, I love it personally. It's Walt Disney at the end of the day. Yes, he's might be a little bit controversial in some aspects of the way he viewed things, but you know, it's Walt Disney at the end of the day. He's the guy who created. He's the reason why this is a product. He's the reason why Disney World's a thing and everything like that. All the films and franchises we see today are because of him and a mouse. So yeah, I mean, I absolutely love it. It'll be an unbelievable card. You just know it will. Even the one which isn't the cutaway auto, the one and only Walt, which I love how they've done that, and it is a superfractor as well. It's not even an auto, a cutaway auto. It's just the one and only, the only card, Walt Disney, and it's good because it's different. They didn't have that in the Disney 100 one last year, so personally, I'm all for it, and you know, I think a lot of other Disney fans will be of the same beliefs as me. That card is that's a true grail for a lot of Disney fans out there for sure.
Yeah, obviously we're seeing it's the first time we've been able to compare it. Obviously, for Marvel, we haven't had another Marvel to compare it back to. Obviously, this Disney, we can compare it to the first one. And this time it did retail on the EQL system on Topps website at £265, which seemed quite high. But then if you look at Marvel or what Disney done the first time, it was going for a triple, quadruple that. But the checklist, and I've got to say, the card design is very nice. There's some inserts in it. So obviously, from your perspective, mainly being a Toy Story collector, and I know you have quite a few of the first year cards, whether it's the dual autos or some of their base parallels. How did you find it when you was first looking at the actual cards themselves in comparison? Because for people who don't know, Marvel actually was on thick card stock in comparison to like UCC Chrome or even Women's Chrome, which has come out.
I love the design that they've gone for this year. It's very, very simple. When I first heard about Disney Chrome, I was thinking, well, can they do another one as the ship sailed? But I'm looking at the checklist, and it is very, very strong. There's also a shorter print run by the looks of things, with the highest number being 199, I think it is. Is it 199? Yes, it is. Purple 199 compared to Marvel, which was 399 for the Spiderweb refractor. So it's definitely shorter print than Marvel. I can understand the price increase, as you mentioned a minute ago. I can understand why people think it's a little bit high as well. But then again, it's sort of balancing it out so it doesn't rise too high on the resale market, but keeps its price. I don't think it will go down anytime soon, realistically. But yeah, the only Woody card I've seen so far is the Pixar Gold one, which is a new subset this year. Super rare. highest number you could get is to 79. But yeah, I mean, there's some great chases from this set. Autos are back as well, so I'm gonna have to get another Woody and Buzz card auto wise. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be broke in a few weeks, so make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel to fund my Buzz and Woody collection. But yeah, I can't wait to start ripping this stuff.
Yeah, when I was casting my eye over the checklist for the first time, I was looking at some. Don't really always look at the base set. I mainly look at like the inserts and different stuff like that. There was a couple that really took my interest. One that made me really chuckle, and one that I thought was really cool. The really cool one that I'm going to start with is the Lion King 30th anniversary one, which is stunning. If anyone hasn't seen them, check over on the Topps website on the EQL page for the pictures. The 30th parallel with like the sunset with the character in the middle is one of the best looking cards I've seen for a very long time. However, future stars have come to Disney Chrome. Yes, famously the rookies of the set, probably just breaking out the academy, so to speak. But I was kind of looking at it. I had to kind of check back on it to make sure I read it right at the time. Yes, Future Stars is very cool when it comes to a sporting perspective of younger players who are breaking through. Was you quite surprised to see Future Stars heading into Disney Chrome?
I think Topps know what they're doing. They're trying to bring the sporting people over to Disney a bit, but it's interesting. I think that's the main word there. I mean, I'm looking at the list now. Boo from Monsters Inc., Nemo. You've obviously got the younger characters there. Antonio Madrigal from the fantastic Encanto. Jack Parr. I mean, there's some cool characters on this list. So, yeah. I mean, I'm all for it. It's different. It's niche. It's a box hit by the looks of things, 1 in 12 packs. So, yeah, can't wait to see if we can get some nice low-numbered ones of those. But, yeah, good for adding new types of Disney cards to your collection.
Yeah, as I was saying, especially with how much shorter print it is, and even like the base. I know people will say, "Oh, yeah," but it's actually a case of like we're used to now 349, 399, even not more. So just having that, but I would look through even the parallels. So some people won't have looked at them, and like you say, some of them are obviously to 72 area or something like that, but a lot of them are to 25 and less. That is the highest numbered parallel. So even though they've gone for quite a few different sets within it, there's a Donald Duck anniversary one, there's an Incredibles one. Do you think they're really learning now, especially with the Disney one, that it is the scarcity that makes people want to get these cards, buy into breaks, buy the singles, but also what I think they've nailed with Marvel and they're going to nail again with Disney Chrome, make the cards look very, very nice. And I know we've already touched on it, but some of these cards are going to look great in PSA slabs, SGC, BGS, wherever you're going to grade. But the chase is definitely going to be on for some of these cards because if you're a massive Lion King fan, you're going to go and try and do all the anniversary ones of that. If you're a Donald Duck fan, you're going to do it. They really know how to get people's hearts and emotions into it of what they grew up watching or even still watching today. So obviously for you, it's Toy Story. But is there any other stuff you've seen within the set that you think could be, obviously apart from Walt Disney's set, is it just going to be Mickey Mouse again? Or do you think there's going to be something else in there that people might go, you know what, this parallel or this kind of card, that's going to be the one?
First year Crow, I can't remember if there was much Lion King at all. So that is, I'm actually thinking, was there any Lion King? Was Simba in the checklist? I can't remember. So that's why the Lion King 30th anniversary, as you touched upon, the parallels of that are just, wow. That orange and yellow wave, I think it's called, is just sensational. So, yeah, I think that'll be a popular one amongst collectors. It is a bigger base checklist this year by 100, I think. I think it was either 100 or 150 last year. It's now 200. So it will be hard to hit your favorite character, for example, Woody in my case. There is absolutely no chance I'm going to be hitting Woody cards if I enter breaks. So I don't know why I'm going to bother in the first place. But yeah, loads of new characters as well, added in some very random ones. Me personally, there's a few names I've picked out that I want to get some cards off. Maui from Moana. Obviously, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, famously. And Al McWiggin, which is famously Al's Toy Barn, the runner of Al's Toy Barn. I mean, that's just cool. Imagine that. Behind my Buzz and Woody dual auto, just looking down on them. It just works. Yeah, I just want the boxes now. I just want to open some. I want to I want to bankrupt myself.
I was going to say, we're talking about different things to hit. And obviously, the thing now, especially for Chrome products, whether it's UCC, Women's Chrome, whatever it may be, is the hidden gems chase. And you don't quite know if there's hidden gems in it until someone hits a hidden gems. However, now we know hidden gems are in Disney Chrome. Mickey Mouse has already been pulled, so congratulations. However, we noticed in the hidden gems in the top corner, there is numbering on them, which obviously means they're going to be very, very short print, or they're going down the line of parallels to them. We don't quite know at the moment what kind of scarcity the hidden gems are in comparison to UCC Chrome, Women's Chrome, but they do look generally fantastic. Mickey Mouse, if you're going to do a hidden gems, Mickey Mouse is always going to get one. It's one of them characters that A, money, B, iconic, C, just generally incredible. And it was numbered to 10, which is intriguing. Will it only be 10 of each character? Will there be different color parallels like we see in women's ones this year? Bon Matty's red, but then a Hegerberg, for example, is blue. Will there be red and blue parallels? I don't know. Now he's finished dying famously, like for actual Pixar character. Was you quite intrigued to see numbering on the hidden gems? Because for what we know, this is the first time hidden gems have ever had numbering on them.
Yes. Yeah, apologies about that. Pepsi Max went down the wrong hole. So if you're watching the stream, that'll be quite an amusing thing to watch back. But yeah, I did catch most of that conversation about the hidden gems, and yeah, it is quite exciting. We haven't seen any numbered ones before. Possibly they could be doing it like a Grail kind of thing. So maybe the Mickey Mouse is 1 of 10, someone else is 2 of 10 potentially. It's probably not that, but it could be. You never know. But if it is numbered hidden gems, as in like serial numbered, so you've got the reds, the greens, or whatever, and the super fractors, that's going to be expensive again. Just dread to think how much the 1 of 1 Mickey Mouse super fractor hidden gem is going to go for. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I say, it's going to be a fantastic release. Obviously, it come out last Friday on EQL, so the boxes are, I should say, of today. Obviously, Jeeves will have his box, but everyone's boxes will be arriving from tomorrow onwards, I would presume. So you'll probably see a lot more. I can probably say this now. A lot of people on Whatnot are going to start breaking it very soon. So if you are a Disney fan, do pay close attention to Whatnot. So obviously, 265 a box. Any boxes we really see over £100, it's very hard to make your money back anyway. So 265 is going to be very hard to make your money back. So, like we say, even in breaks, it's going to be hard to make your money back. But it's going to be one of them. Obviously, if you're a Disney fan, you've got the spare cash, take the gamble, get a box. If not, especially if you're going after a film or a character which is not as in demand. For example, for me, there's not really anyone I would chase, but for example, if it was a Jungle Book or something like that, where you might be able to get it in a box for tenner or something like that, it's worth a gamble that way. But there is another set coming out. It's rumored to be early December in build up to this year's PDC World Championships. Obviously, now Panini have confirmed the checklist and also confirmed that there is 2 boxes available. First of all, before we talk about the pricing of the different boxes, we was quite intrigued. We were spoken before about how big the checklist will be. How many autographs will they have? Would it be just current players, legends? But just looking at the checklist, I think they've absolutely smashed this from a darts fan's perspective because there is a lot of cards in there to be chasing.
There's some very good autos. I think for mine and Lav's sake, or a lot of other people's sake, Stephen Bunting autos is quite exciting. Someone who has delved into card collecting before on other streams, so that's quite cool. I mean, the list is endless. I mean, I'd say it puts the Topps Luke Littler set to shame a little bit because, firstly, that's just Luke Littler. But this one, don't get me wrong, great darts player, but the rest of them having all sorts of players is just cool. Some legends as well. Phil the Power Taylor is iconic, arguably the GOAT of darts. So it's good to have these names. There is a few things to chat about price-wise though with the box.
Yeah, I was quite intrigued of what way they went down. I presumed it was just going to be hobby back box format, and that was it. That's what we just naturally thought. However, they have come out with this 2-box approach, which I think could be a problem, but some people might agree with it. So there's 2. The premium boxes, which what most people will call a hobby box, so to speak, which is 10 packs of 8 cards, 1 autograph per box, obviously on average, 4 numbered parallels per box on average, 1 premium box exclusive crystal shard parallel, a case hit chance, and these are retailing at £130. But then there's a collector's box as well, which is the 10 packs of 12 cards, so you're just getting more base cards. Everyone loves base cards. Autographs in every 5 boxes, so 1 in 5 boxes. So straight away, I'm thinking this is more like a blaster box. 2 or 3 numbered parallels per box on average. 2 or 3 collector's box pink parallels on average, and these are retailing at £85. So for 40, just over £40 difference, you're guaranteed an auto, and you're guaranteed probably 2 more numbered cards. Are you quite surprised that the box, which is a 1 in 5 chance, obviously we haven't seen the cards yet. We don't know how premium these are or what kind of format it is. However, are you quite surprised that it's coming out at 85 and 130? Whereas I feel like Topps kind of have the right pricing. That they might have one at 120, but then the one without an auto is normally like 30 quid area. It just seems quite steep to me. No autos at an £85 box.
I mean, personally, I'm staying clear of the collector's box.
Yeah.
I know it has the exclusive pink parallels, but you want the numbered cards. If you're collecting darts cards, you want the numbered stuff. You want an auto. You might as well pay the $129.99 if we're getting exclusive, not exclusive. What's the word? Specific. That's it. If we're getting specific, you'd rather pay the $129.99 and get a guaranteed auto, 4 numbered cards, possibly even more. You never know. Less base cards, case hit chances as well. It just doesn't make sense to me. I just don't know why anyone would go for a collector's box. There has to be something more premium than the 2 or 3 collectors pink parallels inside each box. There has to be something you're buying the boxes for, which gives it that £85 price tag.
Yeah, especially with how big the checklist is. It's not like it's a really small checklist that each like these pink cards could be numbered to like 18, like our first off the line. The checklist is so big that we are. If you're doing 1 in 5 boxes, that means there's going to be 10 of these exclusive parallels per auto chance. So I just feel like what's he going to do to the singles market afterwards? Let's think of not every single auto is going to be numbered, and it's not going to be of a top guy. There's a darts player I like, for example, who's from Germany. His name's Florian Hempel. Most people probably haven't even heard of him who don't really watch darts that fanatically. Of how much is his auto realistically going to go for? 15 quid at a max, probably 10 quid if it's not numbered. But if £85 box is just getting 2 to 3 numbered, say 2 numbered, all right, even if you hit a to 50, obviously we don't know the numbering yet, but say it's a 50 into 150, 30 quid, 25 quid. I just can't see how this is going to be good for anyone who wants to open the box of why not make that cheaper box 30 quid, 40 quid, try and attract people into the hobby or even younger. It's coming out December. What is December? It's all about Christmas for most people. Would be the perfect present under a tree and like a secret Santa present for someone if that was a blaster box at 25 quid. I think that's what it would have worked so. Obviously, we're still speculating at this time of what the cards are going to look like. They said more news in a few weeks. So would you say now you've seen the prices that it could be a bit more of a premium set than we're thinking, or are we just trying to be hopeful with them prices now?
It depends how expensive the PGC license is for Panini, because if it isn't too expensive, then they will just push out a paper product, which for us, collectors who have been there collecting for many a year, we don't want that. But I suppose for the newer collectors, the darts fans who are getting into cards, they might not mind it. I don't know. Panini have a big opportunity here, a big license, which is popular amongst a lot of people around our age. to do something big with this license. Like, for example, they could give out packs at the PDC World Darts Championships in December if this product is on time for that time.
Yeah.
As you say, though, it's a shame it is 85 because there could have been a really nice, like a Secret Santa present for like a 30 quid blaster box. Even if they made autos 1 in 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
And like as you say, 30 quid. It's just, I don't know. So it looked good when I first read through it and all the odds and everything like that. But when you think about it, it's just a bit. I don't really know. I don't really know what to think.
I was going to say, it's probably quite a hard set to compare to something else, but I personally, people might disagree with this. I would actually probably compare it. I think quite similar to like the Sidemen kind of stuff. It hasn't got as much as a collector's base as football, or as basketball, whatever sport it may be. But the people who will collect it will be fanatical about collecting it. They will want to collect a lot of it. However, there's only so many base card autos you can get. You want the numbered stuff. You see this in Donruss when it comes out. 5 months down the line, you can get gold Donruss, optics, and normals for 40 quid. So, realistically, for 130 quid, I'm thinking you're hoping for Phil Taylor, Luke Littler, probably Van Gerwen just about, but we don't know what these prices are going to be because it's such a new market. But like I said, we can't wait for the set. Obviously, I know you said there Stephen Bunting's going to be one of your main chases. For me, I think the main chase for me will probably be Ross Smith, probably as well Dirk van Dojeboda, the Dutch player. But it's just going to be quite cool when we do start seeing these images. What are the case hits? Obviously, we've seen the checklists. What is the case hit? What's it going to be? By the looks of it, no dual autos. I was really hoping for a dual auto, like a Littler versus like a Taylor one, or like legendary battle ones, or even like some of the recent finals you could have done, like iconic matches when Adrian Lewis beat James Wade all the way back in the day in Ali Pali. Do you think that's another one that would have been really cool to have like dual autos in it? But yeah, again, it is the first set. I think it's a 5-year deal they've signed. So this is like the foundations, and they're going to keep growing upon this.
Yeah, with every product, people or the companies learn what works. Yeah. It's like what we were talking about with Disney earlier. It's the print run's gone down, the checklist has gone up, so there's more characters to collect and everything like that. So it's the same sort of principle with this. You'd expect next year if it does do well, they might add some different SKUs as they're known. Like blaster boxes or just individual blister packs they like to do, Panini. So especially if this is a European release, which it looks like it is, you do see blister packs a lot in your German shops and stuff like that. So it'd be cool to see that. I mean, I'm looking at on the last slide of Panini Germany's post, the all around the PDC is quite cool. You've got Russ Spray autographs. That's cool. That's another one I've just realised that I wouldn't mind having a Russ Spray autograph in the collection. So they've definitely gone out there. They've got autographs of the big names, the players we wanted to see, and not necessarily the players as well, for example. So it's just I just don't want Panini to be like they have been with some sets like the Women's Donruss World Cup, to just be lazy and just make it paperbase.com. I really hope that and the quality control, that's another one. I really want it to be solid and keep collectors in. These darts people, as I said a minute ago, they're all our sort of age gap. This is the market they're trying to win over here. And a lot of darts fans are also, incidentally, football fans as well, because same sort of culture.
Yeah.
So, as long as they can keep the quality up and make the hit rate, make it so people want to come back and buy these cards and start a collection, then the only way's up, I guess.
Yeah, like I say, we can't wait for it. Obviously, it will be coming out closer to the actual World Championships, which it does take place close to the end of December, goes into the beginning of literally into the first week of New Year. So we can't wait to see more information about that. And obviously, once Panini do drop more pictures, and moving away from them 2 new releases, we'll have a quick update on Chrome now, because it's been out a week and a half. And obviously, last week I did say I was traveling down to Dub Breaks HQ to take part in a free caser, which was my first hands-on experience of Chrome. I think it's just it's an interesting experience. I know it's all hearsay and speculation, but sometimes I do still wonder, and I did mention this last week, how I'm not pointing fingers at Tops for doing it. It might just be literally down to averages and stuff like that. But it does seem like the average box in America is just a bit better, and the average case in America is a bit better than the UK. For context, we open 3 cases, which is 36 boxes. There's 20 packs per box. And for a kind of product like that, you would expect there to probably be, out of 36 boxes, worst comes to worst, a big card, like a good card in every, say, 2 boxes at a push. So 18 good cards. We had 6. And it weren't even just the correlation issue that we've had this year, which if you hit 1 card, you're probably going to hit 2, 3, or 4. It just seemed overall that it was, I don't know how to put it in the right words, but we were speaking about it afterwards. It does let it down a bit because you see these unreal cases in the first 24 hours of 1 of 1 to 5 to 5 to 10 to 11 to 25 auto case hits. But then there's some cases where even us breaking it at the time, you have to be honest and go, this is just, you got to apologise, especially when you're breaking it at 10 o'clock at night. It's quite easy yourself breaking it to near enough fall asleep.
Yeah, as a breaker, from my point of view as well, yeah, as you say, you have to say sorry because people have spent, especially in the triple case, they've spent a lot of money. They spent a lot of money taking their spots. So, and to see that, and even the dubs we got, the 6 dubs, there was maybe 2 definites, 2 or 3 definites. The other 3 we were like, yeah, that's a dub, go on then. The others, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I can't think how many cases I've done now because we've ripped a lot of personals. I think it's definitely over 10 all in, including breaks and personals. 10 cases worth of women's chrome, not a single superfractor. And we've seen, as you mentioned, the American cases we saw in week 1, or not even week 1, day 1.
Yeah,
there was superfractors galore. There was 2 or 3, 4 in one break. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe we've just got really unlucky. There's definitely a collation issue this year. It's quite concerning. You do see the same faces, like in the triple cases. These weren't even from the same case. It was the same batch. You just knew it was the same batch because you saw the same face over and over and over. And that is such a shame for a set we've waited God knows how many months for. At least a couple of months later than what it should have been as well. So, yeah, Tops of... don't get me wrong, the cards look nice, but they've let themselves down a lot with the collation issues. And obviously the card quality, there's quite a bit of an issue with dings in the corner. And as you saw with your Dragoni out of 5 card, the court or edge peel, it's not great. It's devaluing the product a little bit, and you're seeing in the singles market is in the floor.
Yeah, it's terrible, the price of singles. We've seen the case hit fierce, which have had a dramatic downgrade from last year, my personal opinion, and most other people's opinion. Going for 20 quid for some players already. $20, that is not even 20 quid. Case hit should not be going for 20 quid in opening week. It should be after 6 to 7 months. Just generically, prices are down on it. It's just a shame to see, but they've got a chance to redeem themselves when Women's Sapphire. We're predicting it comes out. They always do Chrome and then the Sapphire. When that comes out, most likely November. It's normally 4 to 6 weeks after the Chrome release. Save the product then, because normally Sapphire is a better card quality, better looking cards, lot shorter print as well. Normally the highest one is to 99. Hopefully it sticks like that this year. And obviously you get the lovely inserts like Sapphire Selections. You get probably going to get Infinite this well as what we've seen in men's Sapphire. I would say Sapphire is a very, very big release for Tops and also for the women's game, because Chrome, despite all the hardcore collectors out there still going mental on it, like myself, spending probably a bit too much money trying to get the cards you want to get, Sapphire is going to be the one, though. I think that could be a real tipping point of these cards are either going to go into the floor and just completely go, or see a bit of a re-emergence for prices and hopefully bring the market back up if Sapphire does do well.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they keep the price, firstly, the £85 price tag they put on it last year was perfect, really good value. And that, personally, that's what I think the hobby box should be valued at now as well, around the £85 mark, because some of the autos you can get from the hobby boxes are just there. If I see that woman again, or Francisca Kett, I'm throwing hands. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. It's not. There's too. How many stickers did they sign? So yeah, personally, going back to Chrome, the hobby boxes, they need to go down in price to £85 around that sort of figure, and then blaster boxes a little bit cheaper, 20, 25 quid. Sapphire, if they keep the £85 price tag from last year, perfect. If they add, in fact, I think they've added Sapphire Infinite to Women's Chrome because it was on the odds list for Women's Chrome full stop. So that's good to see. A new subset in Women's Chrome. Sapphire Selections, be interesting to see who has that this year. Will they give another Lauren James-esque picture to one of the cards? If you don't know, look it up.
Have a look.
Have a look. It's 90% forehead, 10% card. They didn't do her justice there. But imagine like a Bon Matti Sapphire Selections Auto. I don't think they had that last year, did they? Did they?
No, Porteas was the Barcelona Sapphire Selection. So Bon Matti would be the heir apparent for the Sapphire Selections for Barcelona.
Yeah, I can definitely see that being the case. And then you never know, dual auto Sapphires potentially. I don't know what the plan is, but there's some. I can't wait. I can't wait for Women's Chrome Sapphire. It's always, especially after opening Marvel Chrome Sapphire, that was unbelievable. It just makes you think Sapphire is clear.
Yeah. I think the thing as well to think about Sapphire, which we obviously don't know at this moment in time, whereas last year's Women's Sapphire, the autos were so scarce that if you hit an auto, it was to 25 or less. So, and they're only Sapphire selections. So if you hit an auto, you knew you had hit a lovely card. However, Sapphire in other sets now do come with a guaranteed auto. So will we be seeing Eugene Lissomer base Sapphire autos? We'll be seeing Francisca Kett, Wendy Renard, people like that. Because then it does take the price of the box up, and they are a bit cheeky with the price with the autos. They do stick it up quite a bit. So will they keep it at the £85 mark with the 2 numbered chance of autos? Or will they go to like the 160 area, 170 area, whatever it may be, with a guaranteed auto? For the sake of the women's market and how low the prices are at the moment, I don't know if you're in agreement. I really hope they stick with the format last year because that worked and it was such a good release that bringing in base autos of players that everyone's already got autos for, it's not really going to do that well for the market, but also for prices as well.
Yeah, if it does go up in price with the guaranteed auto, as long as they add more numbered parallels guaranteed per box, I'm happy with that. Usually in Sapphire these days, it's 3 or 4 numbers minimum per box. Women's Chrome with only 2 was a little bit backward last year, but again, that was released over a year ago. Tops have changed; they keep changing their models. So I do feel like this year, judging by what Tops have done, it will probably be a guaranteed auto. As long as they add more numbered parallels, that's fine, and as long as the price point is realistically 120. Maybe absolute max 130. I don't know. Just don't mess up the product because we can't have singles falling even lower. You're getting Bon Matti cards for 50p.
Yeah. Obviously, moving on now from the women's stuff, which we'll talk about more on other occasions. Obviously, for us, this might bore a few people for 2 minutes, but obviously there was a massive England victory in the cricket last week out in Pakistan, setting absolute records upon records. And we was speculating, will they keep doing the tops now, especially when it's outside of England? They did bring out a couple for the first test match win in Pakistan. Now a second test match win, which was a record-breaking innings. And honestly, if people don't understand cricket, what happened last week has only happened, I think, 4 or 5 times in the history of cricket. And there's been over 2,000 matches of cricket in history. So it's a very, very once in a lifetime thing. But they have brought out 3 more tops now for anyone who does collect the cricket stuff. I'll be doing an injustice to the cricket world by not telling people. So they have brought out a Harry Brook one for him, not his absolute record-breaking innings. So he's got his own card, which is a lovely one. Him and Joe Root do feature on a dual one, which is a beautiful card yet again. And then also the England men's team celebrating at the end of the match. Just generally fantastic. Obviously, with the man here himself, we couldn't not say if you are using any tops now, whether it's the Women's Champions League that's come out, Men's Champions League, MLB, Bundesliga, near enough everything's got tops now. So if they are obviously do use GBW10 for 10% share, I will be doing that on the bundle of the cricket ones. But we wanted to talk about as well the Women's Champions League and the lack of tops now. All right. If people don't know the format of the Women's Champions League, there's only 16 teams in the group stage, 4 groups of 4. So there's only 8 games per match day, but only 2 tops nows. Obviously, famously, there won't be any Arsenal. There's one against Arsenal, not for Arsenal. That's definitely another podcast if I want to talk about that. But do you feel like they could have done maybe a couple more for the Women's Champions League? Like, obviously, one for hard again, actually against Arsenal in that game, and then obviously one for the City game as well. But could have done a little bit more, couldn't you think, for the Women's Champions League? They do tend to bring out more than 2 for the men's ones, so it would have been nice at least 3 or 4 maybe.
Yeah, I feel like Chelsea fans are a little bit let down of the fact they didn't get one this week. Linda Caicedo scoring in the Champions League as well, didn't she? So that would have been a nice one to have. Is that our first tops now, surely?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been a cool card for Caicedo collectors, if there are any. Yeah, it is a shame that they don't sort of appreciate the Women's Champions League as much as the men's. But then again, I guess for the men's, they've only brought out 3 cards by the looks of things. So, actually, there's more than that. There's more than 3. I'm just thinking more below. Yeah, 5 men's and then 2 women's. I suppose it's whatever, from a business point of view, it's probably whatever top brings in most money for tops. The fact about it is there's more men's collectors than women's collectors out there. So that might be why. But going to the men's cards, can I just say, so some of the imagery they've chosen is really good and promising, not just for the upcoming men's cards, but for the upcoming women's cards, that they're going for some really strong imagery. The one of we picked up on Jonathan David before recording, very, very nice picture. And then even the Mo Salah one, for a Liverpool fan, if you get that red parallel or the gold 1-of-1, that is just stunning. So, yeah, I've always been a big fan of tops now. The quality control is usually quite good as well. So if you're looking to pick some up for yourselves, make sure to use the discount code GBW10 at checkout. That way you'll get 10% off your order. Thank you.
No, like I said, I love tops now. Famously, I will keep updating this. So we're still waiting for tops to send out all of the tops now from the Olympic Games, which seems a very long time ago now. But we won't go into that too much. Obviously, it wouldn't be the Top Load podcast if we didn't talk about which cards we picked up / hitting breaks. And it might be a bit deceiving for anyone who's watching along here because I'm going to show a stack of cards. This is only 3 orders. The first card is 1 order. The second card is second order. And then the rest is break hits / single pickups from Women's Chrome. So I'm going to start with the non-hits from breaks and 2 cards that I picked up on Whatnot and through Instagram. First one, Kaboom. Obviously, their train store at Finsbury Park had a stream up and had this lovely Ada Hegerberg. Obviously, everyone's going to see the trend of the cards I've picked up this week. 299. That was a nice cheap one for 10 quid. I love Inception. Wanted one of her autos. But then AJ Card's a very good friend in the hobby. Picked up this lovely Aitana Bonmati from the Bonmati set. The memories, memorable moments. One is just incredible of her scoring to 25, which was a lovely pickup. So I'm very happy to add that one in. And before I go through all these Women's Chrome cards that are stacked up next to me, famously, last time you was on, you picked up a few cards as well, coming back obviously from the Southampton card show. So has the wallet just completely been killed out, or have you managed to pick up anything in between?
One major purchase, or I wouldn't say major compared to some of the other SA cards I've got, but it's just, it's an out of 99 PSA 10 rookie auto Gem Mint 10 to 99. So I've got this, the gold, and I can't remember, I think the base one as well, all in Gem Mint 10. So I've got a bit of a rainbow brewing there. And then we've opened a lot of women's chrome, myself and Clinical from Dub Breaks, and I decided to keep hold of this nice Bon Matti colour match. So you can't really see that from women's chrome. The colour match for Barcelona this year is stunning. So I want to get that and Puteas in a nice little dual mag display.
Yeah. No, I was going to say the colour matches are absolutely incredible for some teams, not all teams, but for the Barcelona. So I'll run through some of the chrome cards that I've got next to me. Don't worry, there will be a lot more probably coming in the future. But these are some of the ones that I've got in hand now. So obviously we're talking about colour matches. You can't really see it that well at the moment, but the Leon colour match is a very nice one, red and blue. So that's a Danielle Van Donk, famously used to play for Arsenal. Inferno as well, which this year is on point. It is stunning in person, the Inferno. Up next, Rosa Kafaji. Oh, wait, Rosa Kafaji. Oh, yep, all high-numbered Rosa Kafaji, ladies and gentlemen. Famously hit 1 in 5 cases. I literally was it Dub Breaks HQ, and I think I pulled 3 for myself. So if you want anything done, do it yourself. That's what they say. Still nothing below 99. So that chase is going to still continue. Talking about Linda Caicedo, 2 of her autos. Rose Gold to 125 and Inferno Auto to 75, which probably the Inferno will probably be going off to PSA. And then the Wendy Renard PC has taken another big increase. Pink base card, gold base card, orange base card, then pink auto, black to 10 base card, which is absolutely stunning. Fierce case hit, and then my favourite one of the lot, orange wave auto to 25, which is for people who don't know, with women's chrome, if you see orange and it's orange, just normal orange, then you've got base. If you've got orange wave, get excited because it's an auto. Apart from if you see orange wave and I open it, it's a Francie Kettle auto. But that's a story for another day. Obviously, we'll talk about cars now. But something very interesting on the horizon for you. The Tops Tour is the Tops Match Attacks Tour. Famously kicks off this week. Yearly event, I believe, that travels to all different venues within UK and Ireland. So just tell people a bit more about it / looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, Tops Tour, it's a lot of match attacks. There's no hobby cards there, but sometimes they treat me to a hobby box for the day. But no, it's all about for the kids on their half terms, getting together, swapping cards. It's a good vibe, the whole venue, the whole event. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's tiring. It's a lot of picture taking and signing cards. I'm looking forward to seeing my card this year if they have done them again. I don't know if you saw as well, people have been selling my cards over on eBay. So some of my cards go for more than your PCs, people listening. Yeah, have that.
For context, can we have a recent comp of one of your autos, please?
£4.50.
Decent.
There you go. For a base auto, that's not terrible.
Yeah, not rookie as well. We weren't a rookie.
It's true. Yeah, just have first edition on it, but I mean, still, it's cool, So hopefully they bring in numbered parallels to those signed cards or stuff like that. That'd be cool. So the kids open up a pack and they've got all the influencers there. Horrible word, by the way, influencer.
No, don't worry, ladies. He does use that off air. Sports card influencer. That's his new one, or social media influencer as well.
Oh God! Wow, you're flattering me. But imagine if the people attending opened up a pack and they got all the influencers, and then one of them was a numbered parallel to one of one. Can you imagine? That'd be cool.
Yeah, imagine you having to try and barter off a kid to try and buy your one of one.
It would happen. I would have to. Yeah, I'm going home with the one of one. So, but yeah, going back to the tour itself, 4 venues this year, like always. Milton Keynes at the MKM Stadium, Milton Keynes Stadium famously. Very good venue, the Marshall Arena as it's known, which is also where they hold the darts. I can't remember what tournament it is, but it's the one held in February. Dart Premier League? Is it Premier League? No.
Masters?
Yes, that's it. Kazoo Masters, that's what it was last year. Where we went last year and watched Stephen Bunting win. But yeah, so there's Milton Keynes to start with, just the one on Sunday. So the first one. Then we've got Liverpool next week. So that's a bit of a trek up north to Liverpool famously. Albert Dock region. And then that's next Saturday. Then we've got Newport the Friday after, which is bizarre. It's a strange one. I don't know why they've gone to Newport, but if it's a good venue, I'm all for it. And then a quick trip over across the British Isles Sea, or the Irish Sea, as it's known famously, to Dublin, which is it's such a good one to end on. It's so good. It's sold out as well because Dublin, the Match Attacks collectors out there are crazy. They sell out all the shops as well. It's bonkers. So this is the only place they can literally pick up Match Attacks after about the first 3 or 4 weeks of release because it all sells out every shop. So that's why it's sold out. As 2,000 people on the waiting list, I was told earlier as well. So yeah, Dublin collectors are a little bit crazy. That's always the one which goes the quickest, as you can imagine, because it's bonkers. But then we stay the night after the show, have a nice meal, then hit Dublin. I mean, what a great way to end the tour.
Yeah, no doubt there's a certain delicacy that everyone does delve into in the area of Dublin, especially that the famous stuff was made there. So, but no, it does sound fascinating. Obviously, if you do have your own cards, they're going to be quite cool again. Because I know somehow I've managed to get a GBW PC. I don't quite know. One day it'll be recognised by PSA. I'm waiting for that day, but it's always cool to see because you have got a row in your collection of your own cards. It still must be weird for you to this day to see your own cards still.
Yeah, it is. And a graded one as well. Ace Grading actually graded my 100,000 special number to 100 card, which is, it's crazy. So I just want to continue adding to it now, hopefully get some more numbered cards because I'm the only one technically who has had a numbered card. That 100,000 one is it's such a cool card. It's unbelievable. But yeah, Topps, they take care of me, bless them. They do some great things for me, so got to appreciate them.
As I say, it's quite a busy period coming up for yourself, obviously with the tour. Any card shows booked in for you, or is it one of them with the tour? It's taken up. It's quite unfortunate how it falls, but any other shows on the horizon before like December, really? Because there's a bit of a lull in between the show time. So anything booked in yet, or is it one of them play by ear, depending on football and shows and everything else like that?
Probably play by ear. I don't. It's annoying. I don't think I'll be at the London Card Show in November because it's just right in the middle of Newport and Dublin. That's just. I don't want to burn myself out because that'll be crazy. Doing Newport to London, then London to Dublin, doing that Dublin show on Zero Energy is going to be hell. So I don't think I'll be doing that one. Maybe Yorkshire, end of November, I think it is. That looks good, but again, it depends on the football fixtures. If we've got an exciting away day, QPR, or a home game which I want to go to, then I'm not going up to Yorkshire. I'm sorry, unless it's an away day, of course, famously. So at the moment, I can't see my next show being in 2024, which is crazy.
Yeah, I echo the same statement. It's for me exactly the same as well. Very tricky with the calendar, especially that Jonas Eideveld is somehow still drawing me to women's matches. But like I say, I've had enough of that bloke. But famously, we'll be there tomorrow night at the Emirates for the Women's Champions League, obviously this Wednesday, and also at West Ham away Sunday. So there's some madness to the going to all the football. But like I say, it's been a very interesting time with all the releases, upcoming releases. By the time next time we speak to you on the podcast, after your tour, after Disney Chrome, there could be a lot of PC editions and Women's Sapphire as well. There could be a few additions to that PC, as well as another GBW card.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that next time you see me, I'll have a nice new GBW card and hopefully some new Toy Story pickups. But I'm really not holding out hope for that because people are just going to bump the price up for Toy Story like they always do. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Good few weeks ahead. So yeah.
Like I say, a massive thanks for obviously coming on again, but also enjoy the tour. Do have a Guinness for us as well when you're out in Dublin. But like I say, massive thanks for coming on. Hopefully the next case break, I don't bring you as much bad luck and it's actually quite a decent one.
Yeah, well, we've got just a little plug here. We have got 2 single cases up right now and another triple case. So we're rerunning it because surely it can't get To quote Mick McCarthy, it can't get worse, can it? It can.
Famously, Mick McCarthy's going, and I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. And I nearly said during that break, I'm a podcast to get me out of here. But that is a story for another day. But like I say, massive thanks for everyone who's watching along, listening along. Whether we've been talking on Instagram, been a lot of engagement recently, which has been fantastic. So just a massive thanks for listening and watching along. There's some great episodes upcoming, as well as hopefully getting some few shows and maybe some videos as well. But I hope everyone out there is doing well, staying safe. Buying, trading. That's a good one, isn't it? That's how you can tell it's been a long night after a break. Buying, selling, trading, and all that good jazz. But most importantly, happy hobbying and good night.
Bye.